Yeah, no, it is awful. Open roads. Yo, I could not tell you what Open Roads was about. I could not tell you. It looks to be a hand-drawn game, so I'm guessing it's a visual novel. I saw it. I was confused as to what it was supposed to be about. My expectation was that it looked to be about lesbian overtures. I thought it was one of those type of things about sisterhood and shit. And it was like, nope, this is a mother-daughter thing. And I immediately said, all right, this is definitely weird and whatever, I'm done with this. So hand-drawn visual novel about mothers and daughters and exploring life together. Moving on, Disco Elysium is being re-released with a final cut. They've announced Dragon Age 4 with no information at all as to the title, when it's coming out or anything. Endless Dungeon got announced. So there's a game that I play called Endless Legend. There is a sci-fi version of it called Endless Space. All of the things tie together, they're called, it's the Endless IP. Endless Space, Endless Legend, in this case, Endless Dungeon. And it appears, and don't correct me until I correct myself, I'm going with what they're saying. It appears to be a new entry into their IP where now you control people that have crashed into a planet's crust and are exploring a dungeon. And every time it's like a roguelike, and you have to keep getting new people and new abilities and opportunities every time you run through the dungeon. And it's amazing that it's this new thing. They are announcing as a new thing called Endless Dungeon. In 2013, they released a game called Dungeon of the Endless, which is the exact same thing. The new one has far better graphics, don't get me wrong, but this is Dungeon of the Endless 2. It's made by the same people, called basically the same exact name with the exact same gameplay. You've already released the first one of these games. It's called Dungeon of the Endless. You released it in 2013. I love that game. It was a fantastic game. I saw it, I was like, hell yeah, Dungeon of the Endless 2. And they're like, welcome to the new game. New game? What is this one? Brand new idea. Endless Dungeon. Not Dungeon of the Endless? Like, I get it that Dungeon of the Endless was kind of weird, maybe with your naming scheme, because they settled on calling everything Endless first. But you should address it as the sequel or something to Dungeon of the Endless, not brand new thing, pretend like we haven't done this before. You know what? I'm like, you already did this. This has been done. Oh, I need to stop now. I'm a moron. Please stop trying to kill me. We're actually probably gonna need to cheat maybe a little bit to fix what I just did. I ran the water through. I never actually set up the drain. We screwed it up. I hope it'll evaporate. We'll just have to hook it up to this drain, to this drain. Actually, the whole purpose of this was to have 2 layers anyway, so I definitely screwed it up. Whatever. Dungeon of the Endless 2, the end listening. But that's what I'm saying is, again, another company in the exact same year released another game and they pretend like it was this brand new thing. Like, I'm fine. Like I said, I love Dungeon of the Endless. I will play Endless Dungeon. But why are you acting like this isn't Dungeon of the Endless 2? At least address it as a sequel, or maybe like it's like, oh, those people are dead, so it's not a direct sequel. It's just set in the same universe. Yeah, okay, cool, whatever. You did the same thing with Endless Space 2, Endless Legend. Just address it as the next one. Like, it's weird. Like, oh, we came up with this brand new idea. We had our think tank in the back, and they were racking their mind trying to figure out what we could do to bring fantastic shit to you guys. And we came up with this thing that we already had. I'm fine with it. We got the old thing and we improved it. It looks fucking sick. I definitely want to play it. Again, don't get me wrong. It looks fucking amazing. The old ones was semi-turn-based / real-time. Like, it was turn-based in that you got to do whatever you want, but as soon as you opened up the next room, fighting occurred. Shit's going down. And then when you finished with that, then you had a limited time on your own again. So it was this weird, not turn-based. It was like the turn was open, like the turns where you have not opened a room yet, you have opened a room, deal with what just happened. You have not opened a room yet, you just open a room, deal with what just happened. And the new one looks a bit more direct actiony, but it may just be more action during the you opened a room phase. Like I said, they've done this. It exists. Why is everyone this fucking year pretending like everything is new and it's not? I mean, hey, if it was announced before, that's fine. But that's not the way that they like announced it at the thing. Like they did the thing where they were like, world premiere. Like they were doing that type of shit.
Grab onto your seats, for we've reinvented the wheel. Endless Dungeon. Asterisk. Any relation to Dungeon of the Endless is to be ignored for future promotion. Thank you. Buy our product.
Like, it was really weird. Like, you did this. You've already done this. I'm fine with this, but don't pretend like you didn't. It does look sick, though. Crimson Desert, it's, I think, a Korean MMO. Looked like an MMO. Very, very bland. Overcooked got Swedish Chef. Am I going deaf or is my headset not working? Hold on. No, I can hear snapping. I think I just got like earwax is muffling my left ear. But I'm also not hearing anything out of the left headset. Why not? Oh, is it it's a weak cable. I'm like knocking the desk around a bit, and I gotta get a better audio cable for my headset, I guess. It was like perfectly timed with like one of those things like you can feel the wax in your ear move or whatever. I thought I was going deaf. All right, so we're gonna go into this and try to bleed it out through this one. That's how we're gonna do this. But yeah, they announced the Swedish Chef for Overcooked. Cool, I guess. Call of Duty Black Ops announced a new season. Oh my God. At least one of these companies did this, like did what I'm asking them to, but this is the weirdest shit. All right. Setup, and I might be wrong about this. This is why I want to say the setup. There is still one more DLC coming for Ark Survival Evolved. As far as I'm aware, they have one more DLC coming. They announced Ark 2 with Vin Diesel. So, okay. I don't know why you'd want to cut Orc off at the knees. 1. 2, they announced an animated TV series to cover the story between Ark 1 and Ark 2. Yeah, they had to finish the Genesis line. Yeah, they haven't finished Genesis, but they just announced the next game. Why would you do that? Why would you cut Genesis off at the kneecaps and then announce this? Like, why would you announce the sequel already? But worse than that, a TV show's coming out to do the story between Ark 1 and Ark 2, which means that if the TV show comes out before Genesis is released, won't you know what the story is at the end of Genesis? Because it needs to be what's happening at the beginning of the TV show. But what's worse than that is, you know, they're not going to do that, because whenever they do TV shows, they do a like bunch of episodes recap so that everyone's up to speed, so they know what's going on. So even if it's like 13 episodes, you lose 5 episodes to re-encapsulate all of Ark into 5 episodes, to have 8 episodes to explain barely any story, to then do Ark 2. Oh, and by the way, what they were doing in the trailer for Ark 2 was 100% bullshit. I completely refuse to accept that Ark 2 is going to operate anything like what they showed in the trailer. That game was fucking fluid and looked like it was an action game. No way in hell. No way in hell does Arc 2 run like that. I call crap on that one. No, as far as I'm aware, they still need to finish Genesis. Because isn't there a thing like when you bought the season pass, you're still owed a DLC? Again, I could be wrong in it. I have not done Arc since they fucked up the vertical one. The vertical one where the surface was radioactive and you had to get the flying dino to go down below. The one where they introduced flying, essentially. Well, not flying, but flying without a dino and zip lines. Yeah, it looks ridiculous. It looks like an over CGI action movie. Aberration. Thank you. That was the last time I played was Aberration. I got angry because they released yet another unfinished fucking arc and nothing was really happening. Because Ragnarok was still needing to be updated. The Aberration was essentially bland. So that was the last time I played. Arc is good. Arc is good, especially for when it was released and what it did. But the problem is, as time went on, and we'll say certain aspects of the genre they were creating were refined, they refused to refine. So, as far as I'm aware, Arc was, if it wasn't the first legit one, it was the first pretty successful one that you could definitely just do LAN with your friends. But like a lot of things in it were janky as fuck. And I just kept expecting them to release patches to make it less janky. And what they would do is they would release a new map. Like, oh look, we have all this new content. But also, even if you bought the DLC to play that map and that content, you couldn't use that content on their older map. Like if you went to the desert map, which is actually one of my favorite ones, that one's like the hardest one to live on. You could make boomerangs, and boomerangs were very, very useful, and whips, but you needed sand to make it. Even if you had that DLC, you couldn't gather sand in the original map. You couldn't gather sand in the island or the center, even though it's nothing but coastline. You just couldn't grab any sand. So you couldn't make half the product. If you brought your guy to the new map, you could make it and then go back to the old map and still use it. You just couldn't make it. That annoyed me. I just chalked it up to the jankiness, and they were gonna fix it at some point. And then they announced Ragnarok. They went the island, the center, whatever that desert one was. Ragnarok. Then they released Aberration, and then I think they released Genesis. But they never fixed the jank. They never fix any of the jank. It's asinine. Oh, there was Extinction in there too. I'm sorry. It was Aberration, Extinction, Genesis. Scorched Earth was the desert. Thank you so much. Yeah, you literally had to download mods to stabilize the game. So it was around when they came out with Aberration that basically I realized I'm just stuck in a content cycle. Like they never fix anything. That's genuinely what cost me is I got to that point and I realized that I couldn't make the whip. I think was it the whip? I couldn't make something from Scorched Earth in Aberration, and you couldn't make earlier. Like the idea that you couldn't make Scorched Earth things in earlier maps. Maybe that makes sense. Like if you're willing to, explain to yourself why you just wasted all that money. If you're gonna convince yourself, sure, all right, maybe they didn't want to waste time making it backwards compatible. It's easier to do it this way. You'd have to come up with nodes to make it fair and shit, and that could be hard on long-lasting servers. Okay, I'll explain that to myself. But when shit's not forward compatible, then it's like, okay, nope, I'm done. This is stupid. Whatever. You guys. So now the idea when they were introducing Aberration, they did a bit with Ragnarok. They were definitely going into it with Aberration, and then from there on, they were going full tilt into the story of, you are actually going from arc to arc to arc. There were bosses in Ragnarok that, as far as I'm aware, the idea is you cannot beat them unless you have probably beaten one of the previous arcs. You need to be a maxed out person with maxed out gear to handle even like the first couple of bosses from Ragnarok. Okay, cool. You're expected to have done a bunch of that to even have a nice chance. It's doable. I'm not saying it's impossible to have a not difficult time in Aberration. So they're designing the later ones to be done sequentially, that you have to beat earlier ones to do later ones. Okay, but then technology in earlier ones is no longer, doesn't work in later ones. Like you can't make it anymore. How the fuck does that make sense? If I'm bringing over a guy who knows this from Scorched Earth, why is this map developed after Scorched Earth not designed in such a way to use shit from Scorched Earth? That was when I stopped. But so yeah, they've now decided to give up on all of that. Fuck anything involving that. What we're now going to do is we are going to need mechanisms. Hold on. I want like 10 mechanisms. We're just gonna throw all that away, and we're going to do Arc 2. Yeah, Scorched Earth was fucking hard. It was one, like, I genuinely really like Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth was fucking hard. And quite frankly, if I get through Scorched Earth, I deserve to bring everything with me. Like, I'm gonna keep coming back to that one because the Scorched Earth had the most amount of shit, as far as I'm aware, that wasn't in other maps. So, like, that was only allowed to be done in Scorched Earth, whereas the other ones weren't. I don't know. It was fucking. Again, that's an individual gripe for the overall thing of they never fix their jankiness. They just introduce new content and they never try to make any of it work together. So what's the fucking point? The salt for me was, hey, spend hundreds of hours breeding and shit to get decent amounts of gears, but when you advance to the next arc, you can only take 10. Yeah. Well, either that or you take 10, you go back, you take 10 again. Is that possible to just do it in layers? Layers. But yeah, it was, you can do it LAN, but to do it effectively LAN, you had to do a third-party server program. The fans is what made the multiplayer in it work. Like, that's how jank it was. You had to go to a fan program to run the game in multiplayer. Was that a save? I could have sworn I saw a save thing, but it went away immediately. Oh, I didn't save. I didn't save when I did the hour save. That one's on me. Fall Guys announced a new season. Cool. Outriders gets a new trailer. Okay. It's a co-op shooter. Evil Dead, the game, was announced. As part of that, I think they're bringing Evil Dead to Mortal Kombat 11. They announced Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. That looked good. Returnal, which I don't remember, was announced. I'm guessing it was bland or I was using the bathroom. I don't remember that at all. Super Meat Boy Forever is being announced. You can now punch. Oddworld. All right, here we go. Here's another one that confused me. They're announcing Oddworld Soulstorm, which will release on PS4, PS5, and the Epic Games Store in spring 2021. Because releasing things only on Epic hasn't proven to be a horrible event in the past. Ignoring that, it is Oddworld Soulstorm. It's involving Abe, and it appears to be a direct sequel, I believe, to Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. Meaning you've now put in a sequel that comes before a previously released sequel. Because we already had Oddworld Abe's Exodus. And I'm ignoring the bigger, juicier remake version of it. And it wasn't part of the direct line of the story, but you also had the third Oddworld game. So now they're doing Oddworld Soulstorm. You've essentially released the game 1, 2, and 3. You're now releasing the fourth game, which is going to really be game 2. Okay. And then you're releasing it on only PlayStation and only on Epic. Not on Steam. And not on Xbox. Why? I don't know. Oh wow, they advertised multiplayer and didn't bother to make it work correctly, so the third-party stuff was needed. So to be clear on it, they did and they didn't. Here's what it was. They have multiplayer. However, you have to play on a public server by default. It was, oh yeah, this is a perfect game to play with your friends, but you can only play in this sandbox over here with players from all around the world who've been playing for hundreds of hours. What? The server you connected to is taken over 3/4 by the Italian mafia for some reason? Oh, and they keep killing you and telling you to leave the server? Golly gee, that sounds bad. We do have an option for you individually to host it, and then your friends can connect to your game, making your computer try to run everything in one process, so it's all very slow and laggy. So you needed a third-party server program to run a server individually to have a private server that you can run and connect to just via LAN, so you and your friends can play together. Essentially, they announced as a multiplayer game with a co-op intentions, but you cannot just do it as co-op unless you run a server by yourself. Otherwise, the whole thing is PvP and you're fighting bots and the Italian mafia and shit. Yeah, it was asinine. They never released, as far as I'm aware, they never released their own program. Elder Scrolls Online announced, I think, a new expansion called Gates of Oblivion. Monster Hunter Rise got a new trailer. There's an upcoming demo announced. There's a limited time demo planned for January 2021. Okay. No, I have nothing bad or good to say about that. I mean, it's just the next Monster Hunter. Among Us got a new map. Yay. Among Us is a pretty cool game. The cringe Fortnite. All right, we're about to do an age test. We're about to see how old people are. So they're doing a crossover event between Master Chief and Fortnite. Fine. By itself, I give not two shits. Cool. They've done crossover events with everyone else and they're making money. Sure. Master Chief and Fortnite. Let's get this done. They announced it by having two characters from Red versus Blue. Question, chat. How many of you actually know who Red versus Blue is? And no. I realize that some of you via other IPs will say, may know the company. Why is this Kawadi not dead? Dehydrated, I'll ignore. How are you down here dehydrated? Were you crazy? Not the company, I've heard of the company that does it. I mean, genuinely, when it was being released, remembers Red versus Blue. I've heard of it, never actually saw it. There's one. The rest of you being quiet on the subject tells me you're the same way. It was such a weird mix-up, they made a joke about it themselves. The Red versus Blue people, I got the flu once. The Red versus Blue people even said, hey, for those of us, we're like, oh, hey, look, it's Fortnite or whatever. Oh, and by the way, for those of us who don't know us, we were popular like 10 years ago. Like, they had to make a self-deprecating joke addressing the fact that nobody was going to know who the hell they were. It was really, really weird. I have no clue why they did that. But yeah, no, that's fine. It's just really a really weird thing to do it. But you can now be Master Chief for 1,500 V-Bucks. And they're also going to introduce The Walking Dead. Scarlet Nexus, Bandai Namco announced a new... It looked like a new Weeb Souls. Cool. I kind of like Dark Soul, Weeb Soul games. Just Cause is coming to mobile. League of Legends introduced a visual novel, I think. And the last one that they announced here, but is not the last game at all. Well, actually, kind of. I think they did address the one I was thinking of. They announced a new sequel to Mass Effect. Yay. As far as I can tell, it's a sequel to Mass Effect 3, I think, from what I was able to gather, which may in fact be completely wrong, so I was gathering it from the internet. I think they're just pretending Mass Effect Andromeda? Mass Effect Amoeba? I think they're pretending that that one doesn't exist. So they're just now they're just gonna make a new one and pretend the other, anything that you saw before that, ooh, we don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't exist at all. No. That appears to be what they're doing. I'm gonna create a I'm going to create a trade goods stockpile right here so I can stop having to make everyone walk so far away. Figurines, amulets, scepters, crowns, rings, earrings, not earrings, totems. We'll do those, and they can't be artifacts. There we go. Yeah, it was Red versus Blue was like okay when that was like the only thing to watch on the internet. Back when YouTube was in its infancy, you had two things to watch: Red versus Blue and Minecraft. I mean, I'm ripping on it, but I mean that's just kind of like I said, they even ripped on it themselves. Like I think they knew that they shouldn't have been there. They're like, I don't know, none of you know who we are. We were popular, we swear. It was really weird though. It's just like, why are you here? And their answer was, we don't know. We're just getting paid money. Shh. They seem to think that we're hip. I don't know. Build construction floor. So yeah, the two things I did wish list directly two of them. Near I wish listed because it's near. And diorite blocks. Other game, I forgot what the other game I wish listed was. Was it even on this list? Some of these lists didn't include like Near, and they didn't include the other game I wish listed. Near, Sephiroth. Oh, I forgot one. How did I skip this? Back 4 Blood confused me. So a while ago, I'll say about 2 years ago, Microsoft made a major announcement. They were going to do the world's first ever quadruple A game. Fuck AAA games. That's a quality of the past. We're going to make a game so pristine, quadruple A. We're going to get all these high name people. We're going to put them together in a room. We're going to blend them up. We're going to take the resultant human slurry. We're going to feed that to a demon. Once we paid off the demon with perfection of humanity, we're going to have the demon write down a plot, and that's what we're going to use as a basis for this quadruple A game. It's so magnificent, no mortal mind can come up with it. It's a sequel to Perfect Dark. They're making another Perfect Dark. That's what it is. I'm not even joking about the quadruple A thing. That's literally what they were bragging about. Is they're going to do the first quadruple A game, and they announced what it was finally. It's Perfect Dark. Is anyone even that interested in Perfect Dark? Is it me, or have you not heard of Perfect Dark in so long? I kind of had to half remind myself what the fuck Perfect Dark was. No, I've halted the clear cutting for now. Trees are being allowed to grow. So yeah, for any of you who are super excited for a game that I think started on the Game Boy. Huzzah! It's coming. Oh yeah, it was Darktide. And those are the only two that I wish listed. Darktide and Near. Okay, done. Thanks. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Who won what awards at the 2020 Video Game Awards? Now this is what everything we just discussed is supposed to be drawing your attention to. You come for the new games, and then they tell you who won the fantastic awards for doing good shit all year. Yeah, really old school. Exactly. So I'm gonna leave Game of the Year for last, since that was one of the 3 things that caused a lot of the internet to get very angry. I'm gonna start at the bottom of the list. Actually, below the bottom of the list, 2 categories. They had 2 categories that are not addressed on, or 1 category and a subcategory that are not addressed on their website at all, which means whatever those categories are, they must have just pissed all over it, right? Because you're not even going to show the category, then it didn't matter, did it? It was nothing but a publicity stunt. If you don't have the category listed to see who actually won that category, then the category might as well have been pointless, shouldn't it? We can agree on that. If I say, hey, here's 3 categories, and I throw one of them away afterwards, I don't think that category was that important, did I? The category that they pissed all over, viewer's choice, the actual category that gamers voted for, they don't have on their site. They never tracked it at all. They were just like, oh, you voted for this person. That's nice. That's nice. Thanks. Very good on you. All right, watch our commercials now. Thanks. Oh, yeah. That person you voted for, they did win the vote you voted for. Sure, that's real important. Wow. Isn't that an amazing commercial? All right, we're back. Oh, where did the thing go? The thing you voted for and we put it on the fridge? We threw it in the trash already. That was from before the commercial. They literally got rid of it. Like, they addressed it for 1 bit in the show. Hiya. And then they didn't put it anywhere. It's not tracked on anything. Might as well have not existed, to be clear on that. Hello, Alapega. Welcome to the stream. We are talking about the 2020 Video Game Awards. We recently went over all the games announced. Now we're about to talk about the awards, starting with the award that wasn't ever an award because they themselves don't track it, apparently, the viewer's choice. So what the video gamers said should have won, they don't care. The subtype that they don't track anywhere is basically the same thing. Oh my God, this was such a, it was so patronizing. The entire show, I genuinely felt a little insulted when they announced, didn't matter if my game or not won, just when they were getting ready to announce the category, I kind of felt like they were insulting me every time because apparently they had a vote somewhere and they were like, oh. For the category of best esports team, that's the actual category we're gonna talk about next. They go, you guys said, you guys voted for this person. Wow, that's nice. You voted for this person to win. Well, let's see if you got it right. And then they would turn and announce who they voted for. Like, it wasn't even like the viewers culminated in 1 vote in the vote pool for the judges. They were just like, oh, let's see who you voted for. Wow, they voted for this person. Let's see if they got it right. They literally used the terms, let's see if you got it right. Let's see if they got it right. What the fuck? That is the most patronizing bullshit I've ever seen, is to have the viewers vote in every category and then every single time throw in some fucking line to be like, but that was pointless. Every single time they were like, the viewers and the gamers voted for X. Let's see if they figured out who the real winner was. What? You fucking sexist shit. Why would you do that? It was awful. That was such fuckitude. They don't talk to us. They talk to 13-year-old children that voted. No. We're going to get to that by the end of how the vote actually works. A lot of people are angry on the internet. And yeah, there have been lots of angry, we'll say, tirades about the Video Game Awards. Yeah, oh my God, why even include the vote if they don't use the vote? I don't know. But even that would have been fine. I would have just been like, huh, whatever, and not even known if it was like just something that they tracked online. They didn't address it in the show, but they kept every fucking time rubbing your face in it, like you took a shit on their floor. They would rub your face in, like, let's see if you got it right. Let's see if you know who's actually gonna win. Like, at that point, they kept rephrasing it before the vote as vote for who you want to win. And then afterwards, they were phrasing it like, let's see if you predicted who was going to win. Is it a vote, or are we just trying to do a prediction? Because quite frankly, the way you're doing it, calling it a vote and then reclassifying it as a prediction at the end is just some bullshit way to get click through, to get activity on your fucking whatever site it was you were doing the vote on. That's all it was. Yeah, they should have called it the guess who you think will win and not vote. Yeah, it was fucking stupid. Now, I'm gonna start from the bottom of their list to the top. The top one is who won game of the year, and bottom is best esports team. I don't think this category should have been there. I don't know if any of you follow esports. I don't think you do, so the esports are gonna gloss over. But in my opinion, there's no reason to have anyone vote for best esports team. It's the team that won. Whatever team won the most, whatever team, that's the best. Whichever team has the most viewers, whichever team is the most successful, that is the one who is the best esports team. It is such a weird fucking concept to me that they had people vote for it. But it went to G2 Esports in League of Legends. Now, some of these are from different games, so you may say to yourself, well, how are you supposed to apples and oranges? You can't compare different games. It's the best ones. No, they have another team from League of Legends. Doesn't matter. Next one up, best esports host. All right. Why isn't that a fan vote? The host is a presenter to the fans. Shouldn't that have been a fan vote, not a jury vote? How the fuck does the jury vote who the best esports host is? It's like saying who's the best announcer. Shouldn't the people that they're announcing to be the ones to determine who wins that vote? It went to, I cannot pronounce this, so I'm just gonna spell it. EEFJE quotation S-Sjokz, S-J-O-K-Z, close quotations, D-E-P-O-O-R-T-E-R-E. I don't know what that is. I don't know who that is, but they won. Not going over the alternatives. Best esports game. Again, this is about video games. Now, maybe in certain other mediums, I could see why maybe there'd be a vote or whatever. But the best esports game is whoever had the most people watching and playing it. That's the best. That's how we compare everything else involving video games. The most successful one. The game of the year is the one that, except for the video game awards, used to be the one that was the best game of the year. The one that was the most successful. The StarCraft. Like the ones that actually everyone played and everyone knew. It's a game. Best esports game should just be whoever was doing it. Like if you don't run at like a good positive, there needs to be like a certain minimum. Like, I don't understand some of these. Probably it's the European bias panel that voted. We'll get to that. Because I'm in Europe, I'm not offended by the two things you just cited. Best esports event, i.e. they just list all the tournaments. Now, whatever I just said about the game is like triply so for the best esports event. What are you evaluating? The best tournament is whichever one had the most viewers. Whichever one made the most money and had the most viewers. It's like comparing the Super Bowl to like whatever the end game thing is for any non-horrible American who sucks at geography sport. Whichever one has more. Is this game or this game more popular? That's what you're comparing. The easiest way to compare the popularity of a sport is its version of the Super Bowl. That's gonna have the single most views the entire time, unless, you know, somehow derpy teams won by got it by technicality, or someone got disqualified. That should be the easiest way to evaluate how successful your game is which one has the most participants, activity, money, viewers. They didn't win everything, but they did make a good showing in the Worlds this year. So yeah, best esports event went to, oh my God. League of Legends World Championship 2020. League of Legends. Huzzah. Began a mysterious construction. Good, he's not crazy. The next event was best esports coach. How do you evaluate that? I don't even know how you evaluate that one, but okay. That one went to Danny Zonic Sorensen from CSGO. Best esports athlete went to Heo Showmaker Su from League of Legends. Okay. And now we finally get to like proper games. Well, not proper games, but like the categories are just about games, not esports variants of things. Wait, are you guys banning each other? Also, the Forgotten Beast, Romy Uthemetofi, has come. A great scaly badger. A badger. Snake, it's a... No, anyways. It has a thin wings of stretched skin and it squirms and fidgets. Its silver scales are round and set far apart. Beware its poisonous bite. So this is what I'm talking about from earlier. Like, this cavern is mostly lava. I'm not going to go out there and fight a forgotten beast in lava. I'm not insane. I wish for my dwarves to do a little thing called living. If this thing goes into lava and burns to death, then that's on him. If it goes into the lava and can survive the lava, well then I definitely don't want to mess with it anyways. I'm not messing with the creatures down here in the lava caverns. That's insanity. This can only lead to death and damnation. I wouldn't do that. Do you not know who they are? Kleinodev? I know who Kleinodev is. I know who Kleinodev is. What I did not know is whether or not there was a thing going on between you and Kleinodev, because the emphasis he had was on me, as in he would normally have to ban you from things. That's what I was wondering, is if you two had a thing going on. Hello, Grogrin. Mushroom badger. I did it backwards. Wouldn't do that, Kleinodev, but I'm kind of offended that you're not a mod here too. I mean, if he wants to be a mod, I would make him a mod. Let me make this clear. I need mods. But because of school and the fact that I absolutely fucking suck at properly identifying people, I have a mod list of people who have not either been on the channel or who have not even been on Twitch in months and years. If someone wants to be a mod and aren't going to try to fuck me with it, submit it. Submit your name. As a matter of fact, now that we're talking about mods, I forgot to shout people out. This is why I need a mod. I'm not, ooh, nobody shall be my mod. Screw you for daring to think you can step to my throne. No, I don't have the, I don't think it through, essentially. I don't remember when it's a good time too. It's all silliness. I think I'm still a mod on Alapegas. We just comment on the sword status on every stream Kleinodev is part of. I will always try a ban. I'm a useless mod. All I'm good for is bot banning. Kleinodev seems to be a mod everywhere. Yeah. I'm not going to force people to be a mod. I need mods. I'm not going to force people to be a mods. Right now, what is my mod list even? My mods of who is online right now is Alapega. That's it. If I go in the history, I think it listed the mods when I first loaded up Chatbot, which sucks at zooming. Apparently, my mods are Alapega, Formal Blizzard, Pint Size Phoenix, Steven Robert 4, Searlack, and TikToks. I haven't seen TikToks in forever. Stephen Robert 4, because of his D&D and such, routinely misses my streams. Pint-Sized Phoenix, I haven't seen her in I think a year. Formal Blizzard is unable to pop on until later because he has a super late stream and he is in Alaska. That's it. So I either have absent mods or mods who have not been on Twitch in forever. It's not like it's a very selective list. I'd be happy to mod, but can't always be around. I do mod like every other stream that I regular at. Nope, not right now. That's RNG's bot. Wait, what? What sword? Oh yeah, no, Mountain Home is me. I use Streamlabs chatbot and I got it recognized as an individual account and an actual bot for chat purposes so that my dwarfing script could work. That's why it can whisper people and not get fucking flagged as spam all the time. It's because I had to submit a thing and they're like, what does your bot do? Who uses it? Blah, blah, blah. I had to be specific with what I was doing with it. So yeah, it has its own status and everything. But the funny thing is Streamlabs chatbot allows you to do anything as either yourself or you click one thing and you can then just immediately do it as the bot, which I find funny. So yeah, no. What's going to happen is, here's what's going to happen, unless one of you like seriously applies right now, is when the school's over, 3 days, 4 days, Wednesday, 3 weekdays. One of the first things I'm going to do is talk to Formal Blizzard to have him send me again the guy that he uses or that he knows that's really good with Discord things and have them help me fix my Discord. And I'm going to use that, and part of that process, I'm going to have someone who wants to apply to be mod things, so on and so forth. We'll work off of that. Like I said, unless anyone has a genuine application that they wish to do right now, because I think my big issue is that no one knows that I really need one, and or the people that know are people that admit they would immediately abuse their powers. At least they're being honest. Cannot hate on someone who says, if you mod me, I will immediately abuse my powers. You're honest. Good for you. Good on you. Where is my mechanic? Build workshop mechanic. There we go. Rebuild a mechanic there. Or people who admit that they cannot attend at regular times.
At last, I finished the artifact.
Enod Lo Kum Thikut the Hauler has created Soshik Noog, a pomegranate wood crown. She claims as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Etor Wish Labor. Soshig Sosh Siknoog, the Sandaled Dwelling, a pomegranate wood crown worth 111,600 dwarf bucks. Fuck you elves. This is a pomegranate wood crown. All crafts dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with marquee cut yellow spessartines, decorated with date palm wood and encircled with bands of date palm wood, steel, and pig bone. The object menaces with spikes of pomegranate wood, honey yellow beryl, and jelly opal. On the item is an image of Zon Stroke Pages, the dwarf, in pyrite. On the item is an image of an apricot tree in bauxite. Pretty serious about it. I do lurk and shit, but always on second monitor while I play games. If you mod me, I'll immediately abuse my powers. At Alapega, is being a streamer requirement to be a mod? No, it is not. Yes, it does slightly help, because if you're a mod, there's a special window you can click on in a stream to get like the mod view. Wait, no, sorry. To get the mod view. And it gives you extra information and things like that. But it's like regular viewer information, mod information, and then there's like streamer information. If you're a streamer and you've like looked at the streamer information type panel, it kind of gives you slightly more context for the information that you get from the mod panel, if that makes sense. So you don't need to be a streamer like at all. And it's not preferential for application purposes, but if you have streamed, you're slightly more effective of a mod because you might have a better idea of what you're looking for. But also there's just, we'll say, personality differences that can arise as well. He hasn't streamed in so long and it doesn't directly involve him that I think I can discuss this, but I had a personality conflict with some of the mods, and by some of them I mean two, and I don't remember who they are, so don't ask. I genuinely do not remember who, with two of the mods for TikTok's channel. Because I was a mod on him because me and him know each other in real life. That's why he's one of the mods in mine. And the thing is, if anyone said anything slightly weird, like I didn't quite understand the context. Anyone hear something? Hello, ghost. Had to tell the ghost to go away. If they said something I didn't slightly understand, not necessarily trolling it, but like maybe trying to bait a response to lead into trolling, one of the first things I would do is I'd click on their account. I'll click on their account and see the exact time they created that account and see who else they had followed. If they had created their account essentially within 1 or 2 weeks and they had either followed extremely random people, like a lot of people in a short amount of time, or they had followed a very specific set of people, then that would immediately be like my first red flag. Like, all right, this dude does not have an established history. I cannot trust him. Perhaps this is from my time being in the military. Read into that what you will, but essentially profiling. But it was literally off of account history is what it was. If your account was made 3 days ago and you followed fucking 200 channels, I don't trust you, because either A, you've not been on Twitch before, so how are you following this many channels? Or B, you've been on Twitch before and you had to create a new account because you got in trouble. That was my two takes on it. So some people would say certain things and I would look up their information and I would throw it out to the other mods. Like, hey, this guy, maybe keep an eye on him. His account is only X days old and he's saying weird shit. Might be a troll. And some of them came back to me essentially with, don't do that. How dare you? What do you mean? You're profiling. How dare you do that on Twitch? Because I'm modding and I want to make sure that we catch anything early if they do anything. Like, I'm not saying ban him or them because, you know, that they have a new account. I'm just saying maybe be paying attention for what he says. He might start typing things fast and of inappropriate languages or whatever. That was it. I never suggested people to respond immediately to it, but there were two of his other mods that had basically come back with me and they're basically like, how dare you? You're the cancer that is the internet. You have profiled this man on nothing much. You've looked at his life history of 2 weeks on Twitch and you dare to prejudge this man and be more... Yes, I do. Someone who has a longer account is probably less likely to be willing to get banned off of things, or they're going to be getting banned off of a lot of things. Like I said, I would also look at what they had liked. If they had liked a lot of things in a very narrow account. Some of these accounts, by the way, I caught early, were trolls, and their account was like 1 day old.
Oh, changed my mind.
But yeah, so there's also sometimes personality differences, but you don't have to be a streamer. Like, that's just how I did it. Clearly his other mods didn't. It's up to you whether or not you think that is genuinely good or bad. That's fine. But the fact that some of them then replied to me insinuating that essentially I was the horrible, evil person on the internet for daring to try to look at their information because they were talking sketchy, thought that was weird. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't do it. I don't know how. Hold on. Hold on. What is my chat bot froze? All right. Hope no one's getting dwarfed. My chat bot was frozen. I don't know what I did in the middle that froze it, but chat bot was not working. Which means, by the way, you're all going to get random replies in about 5 minutes when chat bot acts like you just joined. I mean, if you're streaming, you auto qualify, but it's not a prerequisite. I've never streamed. I couldn't even guess how many streams I mod. Oh god, I do stream once the blue moon. Really need the mod view stuff though. Internet's flipping out. Noise was me. What was that noise? I'm on a personal friend who happens to be a girl. You have no idea how many guys need to ban because they open up with MILF. This dude only has DF channels that he follows. Definitely sus. I don't think you need profiling. I don't. Yeah. The only thing I look out for is French trolls. Oui, omelette du fromage. Because they exist and they thrive on knowing English-speaking channels. I blew 100k channel points on because I can. Profile me. I could mod for you. Got nothing but time anyways. All right, Storm. I'm on to you. That sounded bad. I'm on to you. I think you'd be a good candidate for a mod. Dominic just asked if you want to be a mod. Oh my god, people get so upset when they find out we look at their comment history when making modding decisions. Like, holy crap. If I see they're trolling 1200 subreddits, yes, it clarifies they're trolling ours. If they're sincere everywhere and can clearly English is second or fifth language is probably a language issue, etc. Thank you. Like I said, I never even brought that up with TikToks, and it's not like a drama thing, and that was over a year and a half ago. Like I said, I don't think he's streamed in months. But there would occasionally be personality issues between me and his other mods. It's just mod / username and chat. We don't even show up for us. Now that I'm off the phone, I'm really here this time. He knows. Well, no. Well, so yes, but no. I actually don't. How I do it is in the chat bot, I click your name, and then it gives me a little menu. And in the menu, I can click a little button, and it's supposed to mod people. That's how I know to do it. So if my chat bot is frozen, I didn't know how to mod people. So there you go. Storm, fuck it. Domine, here you go, because you can. That'll be a reward for wasting the 100,000 points when I didn't even have anything popping up for it. And because I restarted the chat bot, I can't see Kleinodev. I don't even know how to, I can't even add you as mod in there to right click. I need you to talk so I can click your name. But there you go. We'll do Kleinodev too. Everyone gets it. If everyone's a mod, nobody's a mod. There you go. There you go. Kleinodev finally spoke. I got a monkey emote. So I can click in here, then click that. There you go. Because again, I'm so smirt. I don't know the actual Twitch command to do that. I just know that I can click on one thing to click on another, and that works. I've got way too many little side programs. All right, so by the way, while we've been doing the side chatting, what I've been doing in the background is, to make it clear, is we hooked up a drain to our system from earlier. All right, we hooked up a drain to this. The idea being that when these two pumps are going, or particularly that second pump, I need to set up a gearing system to power this pump. They'll work together and get the water to create the waterfall while also powering itself. Once this is pouring down that side, he should probably be able to leave that pump, meaning we'll only need to manually pump one pump at a time. What I will do is I'll bring out a floor too wide, bring that up in a gear, and then bring that over as well. That's how we're going to do this. But first, I want to make sure that the initial part actually works. I just need to see those wheels spinning. Come on, wheels. Come on, wheels. Come on, you bastard wheels. There we go. Oh, they spun once and then they kicked them off. Come on, wheels. Up, up, up. Come on. You can do it. I have faith. This is why I need both the things going. There we go. As long as that bottom one's going, the top guy can keep it up high enough. And now it flows automatically. Now the 2 wheels alone power 200. We need 63 for that. We have 140 to blow on a second pump. It should be self-going. What should work from after this is if there's an issue, we'll have 2 dwarfs prime it, and then they should run themselves after that, because we don't have a battery yet. Yeah, I know you told me, but that's different between here and now. But by the way, for those of you who are catching this video when I upload it to the archive channel after the fact, thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys next time.